Hello, guys. We are live now. I'm just giving a minute to get every other person come online. Welcome, OJ Sings. Welcome to GIRLVERSATION by W.O.N.D.I.V.A. Welcome. How has your week been, guys? How are you doing? Welcome, everybody. You can drop your comments in the comment section to just say how you're doing, how you're feeling, how your week went in one sentence. Welcome, Boom Shasha. Oh, Sophia, welcome. Lovely. So this is GIRLVERSATION by W.O.N.D.I.V.A, and this is the online version. Usually, we also have the radio version, which was launched on the 1st of July. So if you're watching this video, do make sure to make it a date every Saturday on Docs FM 94.7 every Saturday by 11 a.m. where we'll be having GIRLVERSATION discussion on radio. So if you enjoyed, maybe you're in your car, you want to turn on the radio, just make sure to tune in, and I'm very sure you'll be blessed. So today I'm not alone. We'll be talking about emotional intelligence, and I'll be inviting 3 of my other colleagues to come online, 3 of my other sisters to come online as we discuss emotional intelligence. So if you are in our comment section and maybe you've heard of emotional intelligence before, please drop a message in the comment section for me to know what you already know about emotional intelligence. Hi, Sister Bumi.
Hello.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. Good afternoon.
I heard your week was stressful. I hope it's getting better now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Welcome. Thank you for joining our GIRLVERSATION. I'm just trying to accept the request of other people. Welcome, Blessing. Welcome, Molen. Welcome, everyone. I'm accepting the request. I'm not sure if it's going through. Let me try to add people. Oh. Let me try. Hello. Hi, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. So before we go forward, I just want everyone to introduce themselves. So my name is Mary. I am a team member of GIRLVERSATION by W.O.N.D.I.V.A. Like I said earlier, we do GIRLVERSATION on W.O.N.D.I.V.A on Instagram every weekend, different times and different days, whether Saturdays or Sunday, depending on availability. And also, we now hold GIRLVERSATION on radio. GIRLVERSATION is now live on radio every Saturday, 11 a.m. So please tell a friend to come online. And I'm sure we're going to have fun today. My name is Mary once again, and I will pass the mic round so that everyone can introduce themselves. I'm seeing you, Sister Bumi. I'm seeing you first on my video, so go first.
My name is Olubumi Adetiloye.
Oh, welcome. Next,
thank you,
please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Sophia Runshewe.
Sophia, welcome. I really enjoyed the last GIRLVERSATION by W.O.N.D.I.V.A we did. I'm really thrilled that we're going to have fun today. Could you introduce yourself?
Great. Yes. Welcome, Nkoyo. I can see you. Welcome, Toby. I know many people will not stay anyway, but at least I can see some people that we share.
Joining.
Yes. Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
So do you want to introduce yourself, Mora?
I think she's gone offline.
She's gone?
Yeah. She has.
Oh, okay. I can still see her hanging on my page. Let me try to invite her one more time. Okay, she's joined again.
Yeah, she's back.
Hi, Mora. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. Hi, I'm Mora, and I'm also a team member of W.O.N.D.I.V.A and GIRLVERSATION.
Oh, Lovely. We are happy to see you. We're happy to have you here today. So today we're talking about emotional intelligence. You know, when we talk about emotional intelligence, you people in the comment section can agree with me that some of you just think that it's something bogus, it's something very big, you know, you just
Right.
emotional intelligence, you're just like, okay, do we need to study that again? What is emotional intelligence all about? So that's how we've brought it there. So this is going to be a discussion mode. I'm going to be passing the baton to everyone, and we'll be talking, you know, within the hour to try to enlighten ourselves on what emotional intelligence is, especially, oh, hi Mora, you have a fan online. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So we're going to be passing the baton around because emotional intelligence, as ladies, as men, we need to be aware of this part of our lives. I know a lot of people are aware of their physical life, they're aware of their, you know, eat healthy gang, trying to exercise, taking a walk instead of, you know, being sedentary. All of these things we know. We know how to check, you know, check up our health. We know every other thing. But what of emotional intelligence? I believe that emotional intelligence, you know, your emotional health, the level of your emotional health actually affects every other thing around you. That's what I believe. Your emotional health would, to some extent, affect how physical you are, how you take care of yourself. It affects how productive you are, how, you know, how active you are. I just feel that emotional intelligence is the core of human being. So I'm just going to ask Sophia, what do you think is emotional intelligence?
All right, good evening once again. Yeah, so looking at emotional intelligence, it's like the ability for you to be able to manage your emotions when you're dealing with yourself as a person and when you're dealing with others. So you see, if you are able to manage your emotions, you basically like overcome 99.9% of your problems as a person, because a lot of people are not able to manage their emotions, especially when you're dealing with people. For example, now let me use an example like a manager in an office. You know, you basically cannot have people working at your pace. You basically cannot have people engaging in the task you have given them at the pace that you desire them to achieve them. So you imagine you as a manager flipping out, you know, flipping and just, you know, yelling. So these are the problems and the issues why everyone needs emotional intelligence. You are able to manage your emotions, that you can control yourself and not lose it in the public. You're able to manage emotions in the sense that you're able to understand what somebody else is going through, and even, you know, come at that issue without making a scene. So I used to tell my husband something. I'm like, when something is wrong with you, I can even notice without me asking you. I can see it, I can feel it. But it's not like it's the same way for me. I'm just saying that because at least that's the closest person I am with. So I would address him and like, guy, you don't know when something is wrong with me, because maybe you are not. But me, I can see, I can read when something is wrong with you or when something is bothering you, because I've been able to, you know, understand people's reactions or attitude based on their emotions. So even if you don't want to voice out your problem to someone, do you know that your attitude will show that something is wrong? Emotional intelligence. You as a person being able to denote that something is wrong with that person or something is not right. The way you've known that person, the person is acting differently from what you know, and you being able to denote that. Now, even you now being able to manage the situation when people are not living up to your expectation, that is emotional.
When people are not living up to your expectations. Wow.
And
All right, Mora, do you want
you
to just give us briefly what you think emotional intelligence is?
Okay, so can we hear me though? Because the network
Yes, we
here
can
is,
hear you.
I'm not seeing much. Okay. Okay, so for me, I feel that emotional intelligence is just how well you diffuse, you know, whatever you feel, you know, how well you can communicate your, you know, feelings, your sadness, your happiness, your anger, how well you can interact with people based on how you feel, whether positive or negatively. The expression of your feelings. That's
Okay,
what I feel like
thank
emotional
you.
intelligence
May,
is.
would you like to just tell us what you think emotional intelligence is?
Okay, I will just add to it because I think they've all said most things. And emotional intelligence is it just involves being able to handle your emotion in every situation.
Yeah.
You will be faced with different situations, different people as well. At every point in time, how do you manage your emotion and manage the emotion of other people? Are you being empathic when things happen and all that? So emotional intelligence is about being aware of your emotion, aware of other people's emotions too. You are not selfish about yourself, and you are aware about what people are going through or the way they feel as well, and you are able to manage it at that point in time.
Thank you, Triple B. You said how well you can interact with others based on how you feel is emotional intelligence. I can't agree. I can't agree less with everything that we've all said here today. Emotional intelligence, we need to acknowledge that as human, we are emotional beings. The way you act, the way you speak, your non-verbal cues, sometimes some people they don't even read the signs, they don't even read the room. Do you understand? You just say things. Maybe, for example, your friend that you've not seen for a while, you're married, your friend is not married or doesn't have kids yet, and you see the person, yeah, how are you doing? How is your husband? And the person is like, no, I've not gotten married yet. We're still waiting upon the so you have not even married. So all the men that you've been following all around, you can't even see one to wife you. And the person is like trying to like, sorry, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Instead of you to shut up and just sip your mouth and just say, oh, I'm so sorry. How you doing? I hope you're okay. And just move. So people will sit on top of the matter. Don't worry. I have an elder brother that is 62 years that is also looking for wife. Like, who sent you?
Can you
Women, let's try to
imagine?
be emotionally intelligent. Read the rooms. Some people newly married, maybe the lady is adding weight. You just, oh, okay. Are we expecting? Did they ask you? And maybe the person is even going through maybe miscarriage or maybe fertility issues, and the person is trying to say, oh, we are not pregnant yet, we're just waiting upon the Lord. Let me take you to my pastor. When you get there, they will give you something. And you just see that everything is just like the person's facial expression, the
Yeah,
person's countenance just changes, and you're not even aware. You're not even aware of your impact, the impact of your words and people. You're not even aware of the impact of your own your actions to people. You just say things, oh, that's the way I am. I'm blunt. I'm very, very blunt. I say things the way they are. No, you are uncalled. You are very badly mannered. You need to study emotional intelligence. Everyone on this planet Earth needs to know what emotional intelligence are. So that's why if you are here, you're not here by chance, you're not here by luck. You're here to learn. Please wait till the end of this live video and learn what we have to give you. So when I was preparing for this live section, I was reading, and everything I read is kind of pointing to the same thing, that emotional intelligence, for you to attain that level of emotional intelligence, you need to be competent in 4 different skills. When I say skills, they're like the pillars of emotional intelligence. I don't know if you guys saw it too. So I'll mention it, and I would like every other person to also mention how they think we can attain emotional intelligence. Yeah, I have self-awareness, I have self-management, I have social awareness, and I have relationship awareness. The first thing I'm going to say is self-awareness. A lot of people, myself inclusive, we might have not come to that level, or we might just be at that point trying to learn what self-awareness is. Self-awareness is when you understand your emotions, you understand what your triggers are, you understand your emotions, you understand what your triggers are, you understand your reaction to the way people talk, and what makes you happy generally. So with that self-awareness, you're able to know where to be, where not to be, what makes you happy, and what prevents you from being triggered. As a single lady, you even need this emotional intelligence. You need to be aware that this is who I am. Is it because this guy is giving you money, that's why you are happy? If they remove money, what else is remaining? Would you be happy? Have you come to that have you come to that level of self-awareness to know that this is truly what I want? As women, we are faced with a lot of trials. When you have children, when you get married, you have in-laws to deal with. You have children to deal with too, because children too sometimes are triggers. They are blessings from God, but sometimes they can stress the hell out of you. You have children to deal with, you have your partner to deal with, you have your work colleagues to deal with, you have your boss to deal with, you have lots of other people to deal with. So what I came out with self-awareness is you're able to understand you're able to understand your strengths, you're able to understand your weakness, you're able to understand emotions. For example, I'm a very emotional person. I've known right from the start. And when I'm dealing with my friends, I love to converse. If you hurt me, I will let you know. You hurt me. I might not say it outrightly, but even though I'm hurt, I'll try to look for the correct time and the correct way. I like the anger to die down for me to be able to present to you, in the most presentable manner ever. Some people, it might just be your friend. She offended you. It's an eye for an eye. How would she say that to me? Okay, you said I'm stupid. You two are mad. You've already escalated everything, and then the people that are meant to be in your life to support you, you start having fights with everybody every day. When I was growing up, I had a lady around our area. She fights with everybody every week. Every week she must fight with her children, fight with the neighbors, fight with her tenants, fight with everybody. You'll not be mad. Is this person really okay psychologically? So that point of self-awareness, I think that's the height of emotional intelligence. I don't know if you have any other thing to say on self-awareness or any of the other core values that I've mentioned in meeting up with emotional intelligence. Bumi, do you have anything to say?
I think people actually need to learn about communication. So many people don't have that skill. They don't know how to communicate effectively. You are not like you said earlier. You don't read people's even the verbal communication. The person is not talking, but the person is passing a message. Probably by the person's face. The person is trying to tell you that he or she does not like what you are saying. But still, you keep on talking, blabbing and all. So there's this, we need to go and if it's possible for you to browse about it, go and learn about how to communicate with people effectively without hurting other people. So people need to learn that, as in to work on that skill, and I think that will help with social skill. With the social skill, people need to know how to come beyond, as in learn how the other person is communicating beyond the person speaking, as in verbal communication. What's the message the person is passing across? Is this person in the mood to talk? Or you are just forcing the person. Sometimes you just force people into conversation. You don't know what the person is. It can even be at your workplace. The person is not ready to converse with. Probably the person is busy. But still you keep disturbing, you're not just reading people's mind and their facial expression. People's facial expression. You need to look at people. It's not then that, in the olden days, they will say, don't look at people. Don't look at your elders. People look down. But these days, you look at people to know what they are actually saying. It's when you look at them that you know what they are saying in their minds. You read their minds, you know them beyond what they have said.
Yeah.
So we should learn how to do this to communicate effectively when we are learning emotional intelligence.
Thank you very much. That's a great point. If you're in the comment section and you want to add one or two to it, please do well to drop your comment and I'm going to read it out. Or if you have any question, you can also use the question button to ask your questions. All right, Mora, what would you like to say about emotional intelligence, like the core pillars of emotional intelligence?
Can we hear me? Hello, can we hear me? Because
Yes, we can hear you.
it's terrible.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can we hear me? Okay. Starts with understanding people, and not just understanding people. Literally diffusing how you feel to your, environment. Properly diffusing it positively. So I feel like it starts from understanding your own temperament, understanding the kind of person you are. Understanding. We have four temperaments. We have sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholy, and choleric. When you understand that, oh, these are my triggers. I feel like emotional intelligence doesn't even have to do with the other party. It starts with you. Somebody someone with very, very low emotional intelligence can be triggering you. But if your own sense of emotional intelligence is high, it will have little or no effect. For someone like me, a lot of people do a lot of things that might seem to be a trigger to them, to me, but on my end, it's just like going flat on the floor. Why? Because I understand myself, and I have grown to understand my temperament. I've grown to see my triggers and walk through them. So I feel like it starts from you. We might just be thinking that every other person in the world should, know that they are supposed to be emotionally intelligent. It's just the way we think. But they don't know, and we can't, of course, force them to know. So if you, on your end, you have high self of emotional intelligence by studying your temperament, understanding yourself, self-awareness to the core, knowing how to deal with triggers, knowing how not everybody would always be emotionally intelligent towards you, but if you are able to manage people, manage their actions, it would help you yourself, it will help you to diffuse well. Because of lack of knowledge. People don't know, but if you know for yourself and you are able to handle them, you are able to see that, oh, this person, this is what it's like. Our pretty lady said, she said some people can just talk up to you and start asking, when you get married and all of those things. They don't find it offensive. They see it as a normal thing, a normal question. But when you understand that, oh, this person doesn't find it offensive, the person is probably, and maybe the person is trying to trigger you, but you understand to yourself that it's not a trigger to me. The person lacks, low emotional intelligence. It won't really, really get to you. So it starts from really, really studying yourself, studying your weaknesses, studying your strength emotionally, and building on it. Building on it. If you are someone that have, or let's say, think a lot, you studied yourself to see yourself as someone that thinks a lot, you would build your environment to people that will not damage, the content of your thoughts. If you are someone that words easily get to you, you build yourself to the extent that you will not surround yourself with people that have negative words from their mouth. Self-awareness, understanding your temperament, understanding your weaknesses, your strengths, and building on it. Building the positive aspects of your life through, self-awareness and temperament.
Wow.
That's all I have.
This is loaded. Thank you very much. You've just explained self-management. Self-management also includes knowing what your temperaments are, knowing how to respond, not filling yourself with people that will make you feel bad. Myself, I know how emotionally, fragile I am. I don't keep people that are going to trigger me around. And if you're triggering me, I have to say it so that you stop. Is it that you stop or you leave or I leave? It's
Yeah.
either of that. I'm not going to, even people that are well meaning, that they just do things on their own, they don't even know that it's a trigger to you. But once I recognize that
Yeah.
this is a trigger, even online, when we are online, and I'm going online and I see that this is a trigger to me, you know what? I meet you for a while. I even block you till I'm able to like get my head around, why I am feeling like that when I'm around you or when I see your post, till I'm able to, get to that point whereby I can converse with you. I can converse with you as an adult rather than just throwing tantrums. Then I'll now keep you back. A lot of my friends I put on mute, even though they're WhatsApp status, I'll just put them on mute. If they're just triggering me, I'll just put them on mute. I don't want story. Then if I'm fine and I say, oh, where is this person? It's been a long time I saw this person. I'll unmute them, check up on them, see that they're fine, and we are able to, start to talk. There was this lady that I really, really liked online. Maybe she didn't know. Then she went under the knife to do surgery, which it's none of my business, you understand? But it did trigger me a lot. I felt so bad. Like, why would this person do this thing? I couldn't even communicate with the person because we are not that close. So that's, you see, emotional intelligence. I'm not so close to the person, so I don't have the right to say, oh, why did you go? You understand, like poking the person. It did really make me feel bad. I was wrong with this person. And I just muted the person, so that the person can stay away from my timeline. And with time, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I came to a realization that this is this person. She's who she says she is. She went under the knife to do whatever she wants. Good for her, you understand? But now that I've come to the realization, it's less of a trigger to me. Then I unmuted all the posts, and now I can comment on a post without being triggered or without having that urge to say rubbish. You understand? Without having that urge to like, do anything that is going to be nasty. So people need to recognize. We need to recognize, even if it's your children, you also need to check what's wrong with them. How are they triggering you? Is it rest that you need? Maybe you get maybe a daycare, a nanny for one day to take them away while you just refresh yourself. Because if it starts triggering your emotions on them, like the emotions, everything that you face at work, you start pointing at these children, then you're growing a damaged children, because you're going to damage their self-esteem. You're going to damage a lot of things around them before you even know. So it's not even about you alone, it's also about every other person that is with you. So we have social awareness and relationship management. Sophia, do you want to just say what does this core feature mean? What does it tell us when we are trying to deal with emotional intelligence?
Okay, so when we are talking about relationship management, basically, you've said some things about, avoiding things that will trigger you. Yes. So, sometimes you just have some people that just keep saying some wrong things. And there are some of these people you cannot throw out of your lives, right?
Mm.
You throw them out of your life. Can you throw your mom or your mother-in-law? I'm bringing people that can just say one things that would offend you. So how do we throw away these people? No, it's not possible. So now the issue is like Mora has said, how do you manage it? You start by working on yourself, by not allowing things get to your heart. Let me tell you, as Christians, we know that Jesus said himself that offenses must come, right? So we cannot exist without offenses coming. So you tell somebody you are, let me use for example, you tell someone I'm expecting a girl, or I just had a baby girl, or they see your baby girl and they make a statement like, why is she always behaving like a boy? Why didn't you just come as a boy?
Mm.
And this is a close relation or something. So I'm just trying to give you some kind of example. So are you going to throw this person out of your life? So sometimes you manage situations like this and just basically don't say anything, or correct when you have to correct.
Can we
Then
also create boundaries sometimes? Can
yes,
we?
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
you would have to ignore, respond, and say, please, can you not say stuff like this anymore? And you know, yeah, these things can just come up when you least expect. You know, we're talking about comments. You know, that comments are the things we have to deal with every other day of our lives. Like I think Mary said something about when you just got married. I had people looking at my tummy to see whether it was swelling. I'm not talking about hidden looks, so I'm talking about see this um
Children.
yeah, they just ran into where I am. So I'm talking about people looking at you because you can see them looking at your tummy if it's swelling up. This is just 3 months into marriage. And then I even had someone, you know, say it to my face, and I didn't know what to do. I just like ignored. So you see, and the comments kept coming. Is it not time to have another child? If you are one and you are not asking me again, I be thankful for one. So I'm giving examples of what people will say that would offend you terribly, and you don't have anything to do. You basically cannot, you know, fight them. You basically might not have a choice than to leave such a person in your life. So what do? You just, you know, I don't like me. What I do, I just either ignore or I tell this I don't like this statement. Okay, now at least both of you cannot hear what's going on now. I already hid myself, and they just ran into me. And both of them, one person will cry, while the second one will manage and keep himself quiet. So these are triggers. So I just like, let me just ignore. These ones they don't even know what they're doing. So these are things that would happen. So, but when you're talking about adults, some adults even offend you on purpose. I give example. Those things people said them to me. It's not someone else. They said something, those things I mentioned above to me. And it hurts me because I'm like, why would you be saying something like this? You know, somebody you're saying this and you say, I know, I pray that it changes to a boy. You know, and how does the person that is pregnant feel about that kind of statement? You pray that the person's pregnancy changes to a boy. Do you understand? Why? So this person doesn't even know what she's saying. So I just like ignore. You know, when that thought wanted to dwell in me, like I wanted to keep remembering that this person, why would you say something like that? I now discovered that, well, I'm focusing on something and someone that is not important in the scheme of my life. And so I just braced up and moved on. Then now, let me talk about one that is very, very, very common. This single thing, when someone is single and not married. I was working in teenage church, and where the teenage church was hidden, you know. Adults don't get to pass. Someone came to meet me, what's happening now? What's happening with marriage, job? And at that time, I didn't have a job. Then I had another person telling me, why won't you move to the main church so that people can be seeing you? I'm like, what does that mean? I had to, as if where God called me to be, I should live there because you think that men are not seeing me. And I'm like, what are Christians thinking about? What are you telling me that God cannot find me even in the bush? Do you understand? So these are things that I was like, this person is not, and these are mature women, people that senior me with over 20 years, 30 years, they're not my mates. So, and I look at them and like, will you be saying something? Will you like someone say this kind of things to your child? And I'm like, why don't you move to the main church? Nobody's seeing you here. You guys are here, you know, move to the main church so that guys will be seeing you. And I'm like, I didn't even complain to you that I was not happy. So why do you think I'm not happy? So, and that taught me a lot. It taught me that, well, I just have to either ignore such people and I greet them immediately and walk away so that they don't say stuff that would annoy you. Like Mary said, you ignore some of them, move away, or basically just cut them off. But you see, in a church where these are like your mothers, are you going to that are telling you that men are not seeing you? And I hear, even now, I still hear people saying that to some single ladies. Why will you be saying nobody will see you in children's church? And people believe such statements. It's because they lack emotional intelligence. This lady likes to teach children. Leave her there. God will find her even in the shallow parts. He finds you. Was Ruth not in the, she was working when Boaz, the owner, the lord of that place, found her. So when we study our Bible, when we study we study ourselves, we understand that human beings will keep offending you. You just get to look away when people say stuff like this. And you see, I actually just told the woman that said that stuff to be that. I said, but I think God would, if God, I'm serving God, God will definitely come through for me. Simple. And I moved and I walked away. You see, these are things that will make you so upset when somebody's telling you, why should you be walking in teenage church? You need to come out so that people can be seeing your face and know you attend this church. And someone else I know was telling another person that she needs to leave that church, that you need to come to the main church because guys are in the main church. And we corrected and we said, no, no, no. Wherever she is, even if she's a cleaner, God will locate her there. So we need to be more scriptural and, correct people's notions when they are bringing all these worldly recommendations that nobody will find you here. No, you can't do this here. Everybody has one advice for somebody. To do this, you have to do this. And all this is lies from the pit of hell. And they make you get triggered. They make you think that we can't have healthy relationships that don't understand. You can have a friend now who doesn't believe in, who is struggling with her relationship with God or struggling with her relationship with people. And you need to pray for that person. And I think God still saves. He's still saving. He's still changing people. So people need to understand this. We ourselves, as ambassadors of Christ, need to pass on this message. We need to let people know that, see, these statements are not good. You need to, like Mary has told us, even if you don't take care of your emotions, you will pass it to your family. My mom used to say something, say, no matter how they annoy you in your office, when you get to the gates of your house, office has ended. You will go, when you get inside your house, whatever they did to you in the office is not, you can't remember again. You will take care of those people as if they are the best in the world. Your day was perfect. You will not bring anger inside your house. You will not bring sorrow to people around you. Office is office, home is home. So by the time we are able to differentiate that what happens in the church will end immediately I come out of the door, what happens in my home ends immediately I get to the office, and what happens in the office ends, then I think we'll be able to have a very perfect relationship with people, because we don't tend to react based on what that person said in the office, what my husband said to me before I left the house, the quarrel I had with my sister-in-law, all those things. Then we are just destroying our relationship because we are carrying the anger from here and putting it there, and people are running away from us. So when you see that lack of emotional intelligence would actually destroy your relationship, it makes you a time bomb that is just waiting to explode. And somebody steps on you and you almost kill the person because you are carrying the anger from one another. So by the time we're able to learn this, by the time we sit down, one thing that will help you emotionally is you're able to meditate. A lot of us, especially women, we don't know how to meditate. We're always talking. There's a time to sit down, quiet. There's a time to leave moving. There's a time to stop conversing. I don't think I converse with anybody for more than 2 hours a day, as in physically or even on phone. I try to avoid it so that I will be able to, take in things that are happening, keep it within myself and move on. So if you annoy me yesterday, I might talk about it, but it's not my focus of the day. I will still be optimal, in short, greater than I was yesterday, because I've been able to understand that when people make mistakes, it doesn't determine who I am today and who I'll be tomorrow. So let me just move on with my life. So when we start to understand that we can decide for ourselves what we will allow what people do to us affect us, then I think we are actually walking in the path to be able to say, oh, I'm a master of my emotions. But until that time, we will just be carrying, this person gave you sports food, you will carry that grudge for the whole week. And then this person said this, you will move on to the next month of August, still talking about it, still angry. You will not work, you will not function properly in your office, you will not function as a mother properly, you will not function as a spouse properly, because you are just carrying the grudges of what people say, what people did, how they did this, how they did that. So when you are able to, let me remember that Mary did something good yesterday, and that her good will cover for this thing she did today. Then we are actually heading to having a very perfect relationship with people. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That was really loaded because what she basically talked about was relationship management and social awareness. So it's high time people discover that people are built differently. The way you react to something is different from the way I react to something. Like Sophie said, she said she doesn't really talk to people. Some people would cope better by, speaking about their day to someone, speaking about how something hurts them to someone. For example, you said work. Work sometimes is so stressful, dealing with people and colleagues, working long hours. But instead of me bringing grumpiness into the house, I try as much as possible to let maybe my husband know that I had a bad day at work. Oh, I will tell you when I get home. So that way, it's kind of opening an outlet for me to, express myself and just make it die there because I'm someone that I know that when I talk about it, it ends there. Do you get? So whenever I'm coming from work and I had a bad day, instead of me to, just be grumpy, and say, hi, and just go to sleep, I just say, you know what, I had a bad day. Then when I come, say, can you imagine? Today really stressed me. The thing is, it might not even be anyone in particular. It may be that I'm angry at myself. Maybe I did not finish because I like to finish work on time, do everything, everything properly done. But sometimes when I'm unable to meet up with my own standard that I set for myself, I will still be angry at myself that I'm unable to meet those standards. So I'm just like, this is what happened. This is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, sorry. It's not, nothing has changed. But just me speaking to someone, it kind of cooled me down. And I'm like, all right, where do we go on from this? Do we eat? Smile. I've now noticed that way, I'm unable to bring, it's just one day that I know that I brought the stress. I was so stressful. I couldn't even enter the bus. I just took Uber, got home and I said, babe, I have a bad day. I'm going to sleep. And I just took juice and I went to sleep. And when I woke up the next day, I was like, are you okay? How are you? What happened? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm better now. Can we just move on from there? And respectfully, it was like, okay, no problem. So when they say, I don't want to talk about it, that's they say, talk to me. A friend indeed is who asked you. I processed that. I'm gone. I'm over that already. Can we just start a new day? You are still bent on tell me. And some people, it's not the emotional intelligence they want to empathize with you. It's I'm a bother they want to do. They want to hear everything that is going on.
Exactly.
See, if any one of us in this place is doing that, we need to change. Some people, they want to hear the gist. That's why they are asking you. It's not like they have anything meaningful to offer. So what I try to do is, I don't want to hear your gist. Me self, my gist full my own body. I don't even want to know. And even if I want to ask you, for example, a colleague of mine told me she was pregnant, pregnant for twins. I was so happy. I was really, really happy. But along the way, she had a miscarriage and I really felt sad. Every time I saw her, after she told me, I'll be like, oh, so sorry. And after then, I stopped talking about that because I didn't know if it was going to trigger her. But when I saw her last, I was just like, is it okay to talk about it? How do you feel now? Are you okay? How are you coping? Is there anything you need us to do? Do you understand? It's not like I want to know how you do. Do you understand? I just wanted to say, oh, are you okay? How are you getting on? Because, having miscarriage and coming back to work after everybody already knew that you're pregnant is going to be quite difficult. Do you understand? I was like, are you okay? Do you need any support? Like, if you need any support, you can always reach out to the manager. I'm not even saying I'm the alpha and omega. Come to me. I can solve your problem. I'm pointing out to where she can get help from. Do you understand? You can always reach out to the manager. You can always, try to just see how you feel. You understand? To just grow away from that. Because sometimes the kind words that you have to say would help someone that is going through something. That's kind comments that you just, oh, well done, oh, sorry. When people are having bad days, all those comments would just let them be. And when people are saying, when you see people that people are not feeling too well, you just ask them, are you okay? Is there anything you need to make you feel better? Say nothing, just leave them alone. If it's maybe someone that is so close to you that you guys cannot do without talking, you can always go back and say, are you okay? Do you want to talk about it now? Or do you need any help? Sometimes it might just be a glass of water that someone needs. It might just be a hug. It might just be, just a pat on the back that well done, you are doing so well, that the person needs. So let's try to just be aware and also know when you are at the verge of breakdown. Nobody deserves to break down emotionally or mentally. And even if you do, be on your pathway to, getting back up, because if you're emotionally down, it's going to affect every other thing. As women, that we have a lot of things going on, I now start to ask myself that how did my mom, cope with, is this adult life that I'm living that she also lived and trained us? And I didn't even know. Not, you just try to ask yourself that our parents did, some of our parents, not everyone do, did a great job, masking those fears, masking those, uncertainties, to just provide for us and make us be the best we are. And if we can also do that, it's just going to go a long way to guiding us in the future. So do you have any other comments, Sister Bumi?
Okay, I think the only comments I would have to say is an emotional intelligence actually help our, when you are aware of your own emotion and other people's emotion, and people understand that, it helps you to build a stronger relationship. You have good relationship with people. You don't have to be fighting or maybe being hurt by others or others being hurt by you. So there's a balance, and it's help you to grow a good relationship with people, because we are social beings actually, and we always relate with people every day. You see people in your church, you see people at your workplace, even family members. So there's a way that emotional intelligence actually help you with relationship and resolving conflict with other people, because conflict is part of life, and you will definitely have conflict with people. So how do you actually resolve it? Emotional intelligence will actually help you in resolving such issues, like Sophia actually mentioned, and I love the examples she gave. Conflicts will always come. People will always say things. Example is maybe like she said that you are just newly married though. People start checking. Even those that have two children, for instance, I have two children. People are still telling me that, when are you having another one? You can imagine, I have a boy and I have a girl. In this economy, you are still telling me that, when am I giving you the third one? So people can be very funny. So how do you react when people say these things? Sometimes I just laugh it off. Sometimes I will just tell them that, okay, if you can deposit 1 year diaper in my bank account and pay their school fees, you will see me pregnant the next day, and I'll just move on. But there are some people that you just need to tell them straight off, as in, depending on what that person is saying, that okay, I don't like this and all that. But working on our emotional intelligence will definitely help us to build relationship, like I said, and help us to resolve conflicts easily without hurting anyone, even as
Oh,
a
lovely,
believer.
lovely.
Just
Mora, do you have any other thing to say?
Not exactly, but let me just add, just like Mr. Bumi has said, you know, it's very, very not sensible not to expect people with low emotional intelligence. So the best thing to just have in mind is that these people will come around you. You are the one to have an escape route. I will call it an escape route for yourself. For someone like me, like I said before, that I understand myself, and when people try to trigger me, I have my escape route. I just, it's either I leave the environment, or like Sister Bumi said, or I turn it to joke, or just turn it to an atmosphere of laughter, so that it won't get to me like the person intends it to, or I just listen to music and all of those things, have an escape route. And it's very, very important to also communicate your emotions. It's not every time that have an escape route.
Yeah.
When someone is doing some people are doing it intentionally. They are doing it intentionally. When someone is always doing something that you don't like regularly, maybe treating you wrongly, you should be able to communicate with that person. And then after you communicate, if it persists, then you should know that this is the devil. I will flee from
Flee.
you. But if you've not communicated and you're just complaining, this person, you're doing yourself a lot of harm. So you sit the person down, communicate maturely, not in a way that will cause fight. You as an emotionally intelligent person now communicating to a poor emotionally intelligent person, you should be more mature than the person. That person will even be surprised and like, okay, there's sense in this, and yeah, communicate, have an escape route. Yeah, that's just what
Yeah.
I add.
Thank you very much. So also, I just want to add that in everything, you come first before any other person. Your emotional intelligence, comes first. You your mental health comes first. A lot of people, even mothers, especially women, we try to place other people above ourselves. And at the end of the day, it breaks you down and you are unable to, help. So you come first. When you are emotionally stable, that's when you can attend to your
Yeah.
children emotionally stable. But we try to hide it, try to bring people, oh, I'm doing this for my children. I'm doing this. No. If I could correct some things, there's some things that I would have wanted to correct. That maybe, for example, some of my family members that hurt me badly, but my mom and my grandma would say, don't fight, don't do this. Now that I grew up, I knew better that I could have fought for that, cause, because I knew this thing hurts me. These people just walk around like nothing happened. And what you did 10 years ago, I still vividly remember because you hurt me. Do you understand? And they just move on like they don't even know. I'm not even sure they would even remember what happened. But you that is affected, it tells on you. So if you see that some things that would tell on you, just say it right away. Please, can we just keep this here? I know someone that did something to me this month. One of my cousins, she did that when we were younger. I just kind of covered it up, and my mom didn't want us to fight and all of that, so we covered it up. Bringing it to 2023, you're doing the same thing. I just said, please, I would appreciate if you just act this way and act this way around me. So, yeah, okay. After a while, she doesn't even comment or chat me or do anything. And I'm like, okay, no problem. If that is what is going to make us be on a cordial relationship, no problem. Just stay on your day, make I day my day. No need of, bringing any familiarity that would just, hurt me or something. So I just communicated. My husband was like, it's not necessary. I said, it's very necessary, my day. It is very necessary. Let us address it now. Let's address it now. If we don't address it now, it will keep growing wings till you now keep everything. The person will now say good morning, you just burst out and say, are you okay? And you not be wondering, I only said good morning. I've not said anything. Is everything good about the morning? What is good? Why are you greeting me? Don't greet me again. It's actually not a greeting that is hurting you. It is that thing that you placed in your mind, in your spirit, that it has made you feel so bad already. And if you're having a bad day, if you have friends or even at work, you can just say, I'm not really good today. Not every day that you will not be good though, because there are some people, they are not always good. But if you are mentally balanced and maybe that day you're not feeling too well. Like today, my colleague said, oh, she's angry, like she's stressed this week. I was just like, oh, okay, this thing. So I was trying to make little jokes that will make her feel better. Do you understand? But what if she now came and she was just stronging her face up and down, and not talking to anybody? I'll be like, what's happening to this person? And you will not even be able to help, you understand? But when she said, oh, I said, well, I was wrong. Have you been having a bad week? She was like, yeah, this shift has been stressful. I don't like this, I don't like that. I was like, okay, you know what? This is what we are going to do about this one. Oh, so sorry. This shift will soon be over. Made some jokes. Even before I left, she laughed and I felt better because I knew that she laughed. You understand? Sometimes it might even be little gifts. It might be a note that, well done, you're doing so well. Thank you for this thing you're doing. You understand? It's just going to make everybody. I really wish everybody attains that level of mastery of their emotions, because the life is going to be a very better place if we can all attain their level. I know we are not perfect. We also are working on ourselves, because sometimes it's not a balanced plane. Some things can throw you off the plane and you have to start it all over again. Some things, but if you are aware of your emotions, it makes you easily come up, especially things that lead to depression, mental health, all those things. It's not going to get to that depth if we acknowledge that. Sometimes it might just be you don't look good, you're not beautiful, and it will throw some people into depression. It will just throw them into depression. And you that said it, you'll be like, what did I say? You might not even be able to remember. But today that it's, you know, had effect on, would just hold it and now start remembering all the times where they looked at the mirror and they felt they were not good, and everything just comes around. So I think we really had a lovely time today. Thank you everybody for joining us. I've also learned a lot of things from my co-host, because, you know, bringing all these things together, they also sink into our own brain. So we believe that it would also sink into you and you also make use of it. So those are my final words. Would anyone like to say any other thing before we call it a day? Okay, nobody. So if you come across this video, or if you're just joining us, please make sure this video will be available on the Instagram platform. You can always go back to it, watch it, and just get one or two things. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you, everyone. Till we meet again next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.